Welcome back, Wagoneers, to another exciting episode of the Wasted Wagons podcast. With us, we have Sean, Todd, Pat, and myself. I'm Travis. Wait a sec, do we have Russell or Mike or Biff?
No.
Oh, yeah, they're no showing today. So we have a little bit lighter crew. It's been about 3 weeks since our last recording. A lot has happened. But Todd said he would like to kick this episode off with a moment of silence.
Yeah, so would everybody just bow your heads, take a minute, have a moment of silence for my lawnmower. The lawnmower has made several.
I didn't know where you were going with this.
And it's actually a funny story of how it happened because I was out in my front yard today, kind of going to town on it. I pulled that fucker like 30 times.
Oh, you don't say. 30 times?
And
you still couldn't get it to start, huh?
And it wouldn't start. So my neighbor, as I'm pulling it, is pulling in his driveway, and he's like, "Hey Todd, you want to borrow my lawnmower?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No, I'll get it. It'll start."
Trying to be a Billy Badass.
Sometimes it takes 50 or 60.
So I'm still fucking cranking that thing. And
Cranking the hog on it.
And I see him walk through his backyard, and he's unlocking his shit.
And he's like, no man should have to pull his lawnmower 40 or 50 times.
The funny thing is, the one that he lent me is the same, basically like the same model of my lawnmower, just a little bit newer.
Must say from this decade.
Yeah.
Yes, it didn't have the tape holding the gas.
This
or
millennium.
oil in place, or
This millennium.
But I'm going to tell you, man.
I'm going to pour a little out for your...
I'm going to tell you, the self-propel, it does wonders. I haven't had it in so long, because mine went out on my lawnmower. I got done probably in under an hour and a half doing everything, so it was nice.
Well, I guess since Todd's given a moment of silence with his lawnmower, I'll go ahead and say about a month ago, mine died. But I usually buy the $80 yard machine lawnmowers from Home Depot, which when I went to go get another one, I was told that they no longer carry that brand. So the next closest lawnmower in price was our Ryobi. And my next door neighbor actually has the battery-powered Ryobi that he charges the battery for, and it seems like it does pretty well for him. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go get one of those. Well, then when I purchased the item and get home, I realized that I did not purchase the correct one, and this one was not battery-powered. It was electric. So this one actually requires an extension cord to be tied to be plugged into your lawnmower while you're mowing. It was the worst purchase I think I've ever made in my existence.
I didn't think that was possible.
It
just seems dangerous. You're going to roll over the cord.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like, you have to be very careful.
So Travis is out there cutting grass like Mrs. Doubtfire. He's got the cord.
I literally have to drape the cord over my shoulder and basically pull it behind me so that way it does not, like Sean said, get caught underneath.
I didn't even know they made them like that. I thought it was all battery or gas. Yeah.
Well, that's why I was assuming it was battery, because I was like, I don't think they make electric lawnmowers that actually require an extension cord in it. But I was wrong. I was proven wrong.
I've seen people using those before, but I think that they're generally made for like smaller yards.
And they probably are. And that's why it was the next. It was the next least expensive up from the yard machines that they no longer carry, so I bought it. And then this is a great example of how being thrifty can bite you in the ass. And so, folks, if you're looking to get a new lawnmower, make sure you don't be cheap on that.
Do you mind me asking how much it cost?
I think it was like slightly over $100. It was like the yard machines were usually like $80 back the last time I bought one. And this was the next one up. I think it was like 120, maybe something like that.
That's wild. That such a shitty product is that expensive for a lawnmower that needs a cord.
The lawnmower is actually pretty damn pricey now. Yeah, I think if you get the self-propelled, they're up in like $300, $400.
But see, that's why I think the Ryobi with the battery was probably, now looking back, realizing that the Ryobi battery powered one was probably like $250, $300. In that range, and then the next gas powered was around the same price, and I was like, I'm not really in the market to buy a $300 or $400 lawnmower right now, so let me, just go with this cheap one. I think this is the same one my neighbor has, and I thought wrong. So, but yeah, Todd, sad story to start this segment off. I mean, like you said, it's we've made mention of your lawnmower on the pod a few times. It's like family over here.
Yeah, rest in peace. It finally kicked the bucket, but I mean, again, after using a lawnmower with a self-propel and seeing how much time it saved me, I'm actually looking forward to getting a new one. So Adios, fella.
I was going to ask if you've replaced it already and what you were thinking about maybe upgrading to.
I wouldn't mind having like the same. I mean, Hondas usually last a long time. I wouldn't mind having the same kind of lawnmower. It's just once that self-propel goes out, man, it's like pushing a fucking plow through.
You sound like me, being mind blown when I upgraded to my Galaxy S25 from an S8 that I had for 8 years, and I was like, this phone's really awesome. And people at work are like, no shit, Sherlock. That's how we know we've hit the actual state of being old, when like we have to do like lawnmower research. But then like they're so advanced now, you can't just like go, hey, I want a regular old pull string, regular gas 2-cycle or whatever lawnmower. There are all kinds of them now. So
and Home Depot's got if you've been in Home Depot recently, they remodeled the section to where like all the lawnmowers and weed eaters and blowers are, and you got just people from those companies that are walking around like assisting you. I don't really like being bothered with people, so I just want to get what I want to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Could you get one off of Amazon and they just plop it on your front porch?
Probably so.
You probably could.
or just buy it from the Home Depot online. That way you don't have to talk to them.
Yeah. I was actually considering that, maybe even going to check out Lowe's to see if they happen to carry something similar to like those yard machine gas powered ones. But anyway.
Alternately, have you thought about maybe just bringing yours to a local repair shop? No, is that old?
I mean, those can probably, the repairs itself could end up being just as expensive as buying a new one, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Maybe, but what if it's just like a little carburetor thing that might be like $50, $60?
I guess that would be worth looking into.
It couldn't hurt to maybe take it just for like a checkup and see what they tell you it might cost, and then it might tell you, hey, it might take you $100 to fix this, and you might as well just go buy a new one.
As Travis stated in the Bryan Adams episode, or maybe it was maybe it was an episode after that, my lawnmower has a nice hole in it on the right side. So it's instead of like a steam engine of a train blowing smoke, it's like shooting grass at a hole into your nostrils and your face.
It's a mulching mower.
Yeah, I think it just might be time. Let's just let's just not even humor the idea of going to like Joe's lawnmower and having him fix it. The
guys would probably be like, "Why?"
Joe's more on the lawnmower if you're listening.
Sentimental attachment.
The blade's as dull as a butter knife.
Well, dude, that's why I had to get rid of mine. My blade actually broke. Like that, I like push over it and then like. Luckily, it didn't shoot out, but like I roll over and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And it's like a chunk of my blade that's like this big, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm done."
What was the name of that show on MTV that had to do with the big head that had the goblin that lived inside of it? Was it called A Head?
I think it was called Head. Yep, yeah.
Well, they had one of the characters in like the group therapy sessions that was with this guy who had a lawnmower blade in his face. I think his name was Ray. If I'm not mistaken.
I was lucky it didn't shoot out of the thing and whatnot, but it was I rolled back over it and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I realized my blade broke. So
this is our version of how some of our dads were like, we're trying to still get flip phones and stuff, and it's like, sir, we don't do that anymore. It's like we're trying to get 20-year-old lawnmowers to keep working. And
coming to the 21st century.
And then Travis looking for the same one, like, they don't make those anymore.
No, this exact one.
Find one on eBay for $20.
But I think the moral of the story is, for me at least, is that don't be cheap when buying a lawnmower.
Some things you gotta not skimp on and just bite the bullet and pay the price for it, and for the quality and the features and whatnot. So, yeah, there are other ways to be frugal and save the cash. Something like a lawnmower, yeah, you gotta bite it on that one sometimes.
All right, well, we even debated on this next topic as do we even want to mention them on the show anymore. We're all New Orleans Saints fans here, but with each passing week, it's like, well, it's been kind of a roller coaster, if I'm going to be honest with you, because we're coming off, before the bye week, we're coming off of Tyler Shough's first win as a starter. To have the bye week, they have an extra week to prepare for Atlanta, and then today they come out looking pretty flat. Not having the best game plan. Does anybody have anything they want to add, what they noticed today about this game?
I mean, I think Groupie's 2 missed field goals kind of like deflated any kind of momentum the Saints were having. The guy's got to go. I mean, what does he have now? Is it 7 that he's missed on the season?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the time it took us to get down there and get a chance to score points, the time of possession took forever, and then to come away with nothing.
Well, before you got here, I was telling Patrick how pissed off I was because we were watching the previews from the Dallas game and how they had the fumble recovery in their own zone and they didn't score on it, but Mason Tipton had that beautiful kick return, and then we don't score a touchdown off of that, and then Groupie misses the field goal, so it's just deflating, man.
Yeah, and missing a fourth down, stop in the red zone or on like the 1 yard line, so we come away with nothing, not even 3.
And if you think about it, that actually happened 3 times where we went down there and got extremely close and came away with no points, controlled a lot of the clock, looked like the better team, especially offensively for a while, even though we couldn't put one in the end zone. But again, I guess I look at it like Todd used the word deflating. Yeah. It's when your field goal kicker can't make 2, not even very long field goals. I mean, one of them was barely over 30 yards. I think the other one was in the mid 40s.
It was 47. And
then you get that play on the 1 yard line where Taysom can't complete the ball. It actually gets batted down. I mean, that is deflating when you're controlling a lot of the clock. You look like the better team offensively, but you just can't put any points on the board.
I think what's really aggravating about it is when they were running the ball down the field, both Taysom Hill and Neal were getting like 5-6 yards of carry, and then you get to the goal line, neither one of them could punch it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goal line stuff felt like we just didn't have like the beef or maybe the right blocking setup to punch it in. And maybe that's some of his personnel that we don't have the personnel for it. But like just bringing in, what's his name, Taysom to either run it or throw it. It just doesn't feel like it's teams of like. Not they've kind of caught up to the game of doing this now a little bit from what I've seen, especially a division opponent because you see them so much more often. But in the bigger picture, it's kind of the same thing. The secondary gets beat or taken advantage of on plays like deep balls, or just the receivers are finding really soft spots in the middle of the field to work in, and we can't cover them. The pass rush from the defense is usually kind of taking over and overrunning our offense, our O-line. They were kind of horrible today.
When Chuck had time to throw it, his passes looked pretty, and he was making good throws, but the pocket was just, crumbling like a can on him every time.
Yeah. I think it's the same things that we've been kind of yapping about for 12 weeks now. The O-line not being able to hold up and give our quarterback time to...
I mean, O-line is really banged up right now, too.
Yeah, and that's a part of it. But just in general, the O-line is still a problem, and I think it's going to be a problem for a little while. The defense, from the front four standpoint, didn't play too bad today. They got some pressure and made Cousins kind of move around. It really came down to holding up in the secondary, and they couldn't really do that. The tackling was usually not great. We had some good stops, like for a couple for runs for losses and all that. But then you would I think Bijan had a long run, or maybe I was just down the sideline. Yep. Yeah, that was huge. And I think on a second or third down, where if at least we could have stopped him for 5, we would have had a very manageable third down or whatever it would have been. On the flip side, obviously the offense did not capitalize in the red zone on scoring and putting more points on the board. But I don't know how people in general would feel about how Shough played today, but I think I saw enough of some of him moving around and trying to create and buy some more time and then making pretty good decisions and throws overall that I don't think the Saints need to be drafting a quarterback next season.
Oh, I don't either.
Oh, no.
I think had you given him a little more protection, you might have seen a better game.
I feel like
it looked like he was running for his life.
Yeah,
at least 2 plays out of every series.
I like his size too. That they were doing those plays kind of like they were doing with Rattler, like the quick little draws up the middle, and it's like he had like a Josh Allen-esque, I mean, he's not Josh Allen thickness, but he's tall. For being that size, he's not just a pocket passer.
Right.
I do like that.
He's 6'5", 230-ish, I think they said. And so he can take a bit of contact, and that's great. But just from his decision making when he decided, okay, I want to throw this ball, he was fairly decisive. He made some pretty good throws. Nothing flashy over the top, like a big deep ball play, but we also don't have the receivers for that anymore. So it's more like a death by 1,000 paper cuts than we can get a home run shot. But I was okay with Shough today, and like I saw some signs of things that are like, you know what? At least I think they have a quarterback that they can build upon and grow with if they can protect him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And maybe help with some sort of running game at some point next year.
I think that's because our running game, Kamara went out early, and it's like they had it dialed up. It's even any dump off to Devin Neal, it was like there was a dude in his face. He could barely catch the ball.
Yeah,
he did make an athletic move on one of them, got like 15 or 18, whatever it was. And that was good to see. But it was the same thing with Taysom. It was like they were waiting for it every single time.
Yeah.
That they would line up, and it's like you just hope Taysom's athleticism would get him over the line. We would just barely make the first down.
Yeah, I think y'all are kind of already, hit every point I would have to make here. But the offensive line did not help Shough. You have a first-year starter in there. I mean, really, third or fourth game starter in there, and the offensive line just crumbled on him pretty easily to a point where he was stressed and making errant throws. But you could see, like what Patrick said, when he was given time, I mean, he throws a nice, pretty ball. He was making some nice throws. I do believe it's something we can work on. I also still have concerns about our secondary. Like it was, we wanted the Kirk Cousins' first touchdown. Alontae Taylor gets burnt by a backup tight end, for the touchdown. Then on the deep ball to Darnell Mooney,
there was
Kool-Aid McKinstry's not even looking at the ball.
There was no safety. Wasn't McKinstry the one that got burned by Mooney?
Yes.
Yeah, and there was like no safety in the picture.
He got burned by Mooney repeatedly today.
I don't think McKinstry can cover much of anybody.
So there's still some noticeable holes in the secondary. I think it shows that I think when our 5 offensive line starters are healthy, we play pretty well. But when they get banged up, it's pretty bad.
Ruiz was getting abused today.
He was.
Oh yeah.
He was like in the backfield, and it's like one of the times when Shough was getting sacked, who was standing there with his hands next to his sides? It was Ruiz. He looked like, yeah, that was my guy.
Ruiz is not good at his job.
Like it's too far away to project into the future, but like when it comes time to the draft next year, those Saints fans are going to be very upset if we don't have like a sexy pick with our first round like that. But I'm telling you, if they don't get a stud offensive lineman or the pick I think you, Travis, might enjoy because we're going to be in the top 4 or 5 for draft.
Unfortunately, Jeremiah Smith can't come out till next year.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm thinking on the defensive side, though.
Oh, okay. Was it Arvell Reese?
I'm thinking Caleb Downs.
Oh, okay.
The safety.
Yep.
He won't fix the McKinstry problem, but as good as he is, he will help take that down from a 10 problem to like a 7 or a 6, and that can be very beneficial. So I don't know. I don't think we need to do anything on the offense, the side of the ball, draft wise, in the first or second round. We need to outside of O-line, we need to protect him, and the defense has got to get younger and better. Because
if we go first round O-line again, everybody's going to lose their shit because we've been taking first round.
I do think we need another wide receiver though.
Oh, yeah. I agree. We have many needs offensively.
Look, Mason Tipton had a couple catches today. Valet there was Valet sightings today. I mean, what did he have? Probably his second, third catches of the season today. I mean,
probably.
But Olave definitely needs more help. I mean, it's clear that he is the number one target on that team.
For sure.
Now, I got a question. I know when we approached the trade deadline, I was pretty adamant that I thought Chris Olave, again, against what I wanted, because I love Chris Olave, but I was pretty convinced that he was going to get traded at the trade deadline. Now that he's still here, and you see the production, I mean, the guy he had, how many catches?
He had like 9, I think, last time I saw he had like 9 for 70, so he maybe ended with 10.
Yeah, I mean, he had to be in double digits because it was nuts, but to me, he is clear cut our best receiver. Like, even if people say he's not a number one, well,
he's no different than Puka Nacua, who catches a bunch, like 11 catches a game, but he's more of a possession guy. But shit, he's better than anything else we have.
Yeah, I mean, but look, he's easily seems to be averaging 8, 9, 10 catches a game. It's and I was he's on the last year of his contract, right? So
I think so. Yeah.
so it'd be interesting to see if he gets resigned. I mean, I think you pretty much have to at this point because if you don't, you have nobody else. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just my thought on that.
And again, if you would have traded him to get something back in value from the draft, you must be keeping him. You must and planning to resign him, which I think they should do. For all the shit people give him and his injury history, he's the best receiver we've had in the last 4 or 5 years. When he's healthy, he has a drop here. He has some drops, and sometimes they're at costly times, but he's usually very sure-handed. He's the best playmaker on the team right now. So if you let him go or let him walk, you're just taking another two steps.
That's what I was saying about the trade deadline of like we trade Olave and get picks. Who are we going to draft that's just as good?
Exactly.
You know, if not better, it's like what are we trying to upgrade to? We already got a guy who's pretty damn good for what the value is.
Yeah, he had 9 for 70, but he had 13 targets, which tells you,
I know. There you go.
clear as day, he's been the number one for a long time since he came onto the team. Really,
speaking from a fantasy perspective, he needs to be our wide receiver too.
Yeah,
not those shitty Bears receivers.
And then it translates over from Rattler too. I mean, Rattler, you could see the trust that the quarterbacks have in him to where you go from Rattler to Shough, and they're still targeting the crap out of Olave. They obviously trust him.
Yeah, he gets open. He runs good routes. I mean, he doesn't drop it too many times, I don't think.
He could. There would be multiple teams that would line up to if we wanted to trade for him, if he was available, that would take him and put him as a 1 or maybe a high end 2, kind of like what the Eagles have with.
We would be
Smith.
shedding tears watching him catch 10 passes for another team. You know.
Oh yeah, especially with a quarterback that probably has a better O-line that can protect their quarterback, so he can make those throws.
Stafford would be tearing them apart with Nakua and Olave on the other side.
Yeah.
But just overall, it's the same thing we've been talking about all season. We were kind of worried about or concerned about going into the season was the O-line, the defensive age and play. At least the front four looks like they've kind of got it together. And I think it was on the broadcast they were talking about Cam was watching the video and tape from the Rams when Staley was a coach. And he kept saying, it's like he watched for 2 years how the defense got better and better after, let's say, like week 7 of the season because they just started to kind of get more cohesive. And he feels like that's kind of happening with the unit on defense. I can see some of that because like Chase Young, now that he's playing, is being a bit more impactful.
Yeah, I think they said he's had 4 sacks already since he started playing, like week 6.
Yeah, so, and Cam is. He may not be showing up on like the sack sheet, but his impact is like you're starting to see a little bit more.
We've definitely heard his name more than last season.
For sure.
Like was he even on the team last year?
Right. The linebackers have been good, not great, but not bad. But the problem is the back end, the secondary. We're just getting.
That's my biggest thing. We said it in preseason. It's like we didn't do anything in the cornerback spot.
No.
It's like I guess they went into the season thinking, all right, we put this investment in Kool-Aid. We got to see what we got. And it's like they didn't pick up a free agent. We didn't draft a cornerback.
Which also tells me whoever is behind him is also not good enough to replace him. So we have
Riley. The guy Riley has shown some. I guess we did draft him, right? Quincy Riley. So
the 5th round pick.
Yeah. So hopefully he shows some promise, and then we, I would say draft a cornerback high next year.
I hope so because we're not going to progress to anything worthy of being a division competitor. Yeah. With this secondary, because we just either they can't tackle, won't tackle, or they get burned on a lot of plays. And a team like Tampa Bay that has, when healthy, one absolute stud receiver in Ibuka, a really good possession receiver with Williams, with Evans, and then you factor in whatever Godwin's going to be when he's, I guess, fully healthy, maybe next year.
Right.
That's going to be a problem. Atlanta, if they could get a quarterback, they have some decent wide receiver talent, minus Kyle Pitts because he sucks.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't throw in that tight end in there. I know you're a Florida guy, but
I hate him. And speaking of, they also have Felipe Franks on the team, who was a Florida quarterback
who got a bonehead penalty on special teams today.
Yeah, he was a quarterback. They converted him to tight end, and now he's a tight end for the Falcons. So the Falcons have 2 shitty Florida Gator tight ends on their team.
Nice. And then some dude we've never heard of caught the touchdown today.
He did get a first down today, though, and they gave it to him.
And gave him. He did a sneak. Yeah.
That's all he's good for. He's just a big body that can move forward. He can't catch. He can't throw. He can't process, which is why he couldn't play quarterback for Florida, which tells me everything I need to know because they're ass. We're not talking about them today.
And the guy who caught the touchdown, his name was like Sills the Fifth. It's like, am I that old that there's a dude who's a fifth that's playing in the NFL?
It's an old generational name. Yeah, like Grover.
That's not secretly your first name, huh?
That was my dad's first name.
I know what I'm saying. You're not.
No. It was going to be.
You're not Grover Patrick Taplin.
It was going to be Grover Lee Taplin Jr. Yeah. And I was like, my mom vetoed that. I'm like, appreciate you, thank you. Actually, no, my dad did. My mom wanted it. My dad vetoed it. So thanks, pops. I appreciate that.
Could have been Lee. I mean, Lee's my daughter's middle name.
Yeah, Lee. I have no problem with Lee. I don't want to be Grover.
But Lee is my daughter's middle name in homage to her grandfather and her.
Grover sleeps over.
Super Grover.
I feel like I would be 10 years old, but feel like I'm 25 and be smoking Newports at like 10 because my name is Grover.
Grover Cleveland. No.
My dad probably did, actually. I don't know. It was a wild card.
All right, well, staying on the topic of sports, moving on from the Saints, we'll shift over to hockey real quick. We're not going to talk about our teams today, but we're going to talk about an event that happened a few weeks ago at Port Orleans Brewing, and they were able to get, and I believe this was all really kind of orchestrated by the NOLA Hockey Club that's been playing down at the Wharf. But Jeremy Roenick came down to support. He is a part owner or maybe full owner of the Monroe Moccasins minor league hockey team. And he came and did a promotion for his team over at Port Orleans Brewing. And I'll let Todd take this one over because Todd probably had a serious chub at this point.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
I don't think it takes much.
But yeah, it was definitely a NOLA Hockey Club that had posted that he was coming. And I just thought, man, this was a really, really cool event to go see because we're in New Orleans. How often are you going to get to meet a professional hockey player, Hall of Fame hockey player at that? And the funny thing is, I think we had just did our top 5 favorite NHL player top 5 segment.
Yep.
Not that long before that. And as you know, Roenick is in mine, so it was just really cool that.
Yeah, I would have.
Favorite NHL players.
Not in a million years would I thought that. When you sent that to us, I was like, yeah, it's really him. Like, couldn't believe that was happening here. Like, why of all places?
And at a brewery, nonetheless. So, I mean, it's like
it was like the heavens gates opened up for Todd.
It's like, I mean, it was really like probably one of the easiest decisions I've made in my entire life. Do I go meet a professional hockey player at a brewery, or do I just go home and do nothing?
We know that doing nothing is not really part of our agenda nowadays, but anyway.
Load management.
So the whole experience of walking in there, I mean, I didn't know what to really expect, though. I didn't know if the crowd was going to be big or not. I mean, I know people usually give me shit because I like hockey and I live in the South. I mean, it was a decent crowd. It wasn't huge. I mean, how many people would you say was in there? Probably like 75 to 100 people.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say like 60 to 70.
It wasn't overly packed, but it was packed enough. It was a decent crowd, decent showing for Jeremy. It wasn't really particularly organized, though.
No, not at all.
When you walked in, there was no table or anything set up. There was no line. It was just some people were grabbing beers. You could tell people were there to see them. They had hockey jerseys on. They had merch in their hands. Some people were buying merch. They had a merch table, which apparently some lady told Travis that you had to buy something from the table to get his autograph, which I don't know how true that was or not, because I just finished reading his second book, and he said he'll sign pretty much anything, anywhere. But again, it was that part was kind of the only point that was really a turnoff, was that there was it was not organized. There was no line set up or anything like that. So when he just kind of comes out and he's just walking, he's basically like walking around.
Yeah, he's kind of like standing in the middle of the brewery, and then like you would think he'd be sitting at a table or doing a little radio pod or something like that. Nope, he's just walking around mingling, and everybody's like, all right, where's the line? Where's the line?
So
you
just need to know who he is. Like,
fuck.
So tap him on the shoulder. Hey, what's up, guy?
Yeah, so I get in one spot, and then I start seeing people form like over to my right, almost like by the windows, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's the line. So I get out of my spot and go to the back of the line, which was probably like 7 or 8 people deep at that point. But yeah, we get in line, we keep, he says, all right, he comes up to it, he says, all right, guys, when am I signing? And probably because he sees like we got a whole bunch of shit in their hands. I think we got me, Travis, Carson, and Camden have an 8x10 photo for him to sign.
And we bought $80 worth of pucks.
And Travis bought pucks for $20 a piece. Travis bought for
that threw me off because I was like, you know what? I know Todd and I will take a puck any minor league team. We'll talk about the Biloxi Breakers in a second. We'll have to get one of those. But pretty much any minor league game, a pro game I go to, will buy a puck, kind of like Todd buys the baseballs at baseball stadiums. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to get one from Todd and I, the boys are going to want one too. So then they ring me up $80. So it's like $20 for a fucking puck? Are you kidding me? Like, so anyway, I just didn't fight it. I just paid it. But at the same point, that definitely threw me off. Before Todd goes on, the one thing that I really enjoyed about it, and I intentionally put on just a Kings pullover. I put on like a Kings hoodie and wore that there because I was like, I don't really want to wear a jersey and look like a dipshit if nobody else has jerseys. Well, I walked in there, pretty much everybody had jerseys on, like all different teams. It was crazy. It was nice to see, awesome. the support from the New Orleans hockey community come out there, and you saw, some Capitals jerseys. You saw somebody with a Kraken jersey. That probably had another Kings fan in there, another Sharks fan in there. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, so a guy comes in like two spots behind me wearing a Macklin Celebrini jersey, and
and Ty got another chub.
But I had the Will Smith Macklin Celebrini stepbrother shirt that Travis got me on. So I look at him like, hey, I like your jersey, and he sees my shirt, and he's like, yeah, I like your shirt. So that was kind of cool to see that, knowing I had the Macklin Celebrini stepbrother shirt on. This guy comes in with a jersey.
Did y'all dock?
We meet Doc.
Did you sync up?
We touch pee-pees?
Yeah, like.
I didn't know it was called docking.
They probably fist bumped a high five or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Insert the jump drive.
The more PG-13 of docking.
Probably, yeah. We probably fist bumped. The one thing though that I had that I think was very unique that he signed though is if you look over there, pretty much right on the side of Travis is my Jeremy Roenick Celebriduck. One of the kids that we coached for Rummel's team and his dad were there, and he's like, the dad was like, you're actually going to get him to sign that duck? That's got to be like the most unique thing. And he's probably never really seen one of those before. And I got it signed by him. He didn't say anything. He didn't look at it and say, oh man, this is really cool or anything. He just signed it. But then the dad was just like, how many of those have you signed before? And I don't know what he said, but he was kind of fascinated that I got that Celebriduck signed.
Yeah. And like what Todd said, the lady who was selling the merch was probably full of shit because she was like, so if you want him to sign autographs, you have to buy some of his team's merch. So then I'm like, oh, well, we got hockey pucks, I'll buy that. But he was like he was pretty genuine. Like he was asking questions about our kids and what sports they played and stuff like that. And he was signing anything you put in front of his face. Like he signed the 8x10s, he signed the duck, he signed the pucks. So he signed literally everything. And he did not ask like, oh, did you buy any of my merchandise first? So I really do believe that woman was full of shit. But I guess it was a good way to make a little money for their team, and it was the whole point of the thing anyway.
If I had to guess, I'm assuming she probably worked for the team, and they're probably with their merch department was trying to just generate some quick, easy sales and stuff like that, and maybe game the system a little bit.
Yeah, she's being a saleswoman.
Did
And one other thing I want to add though that I thought was really cool, and I didn't actually realize this until I read. Because I went and bought Roenick's second book shortly after I got home. So he signed some of the pucks and pictures with 27 on it and some with 97 on it as his number. And I explained to him as I gave him the pictures, because I printed 2 Sharks pictures for me in Camden and 2 Kings pictures for Travis and Carson. And I explained to him as I was giving it to him, because I read his first book, and I was like, man, look, I'm a Sharks fan. That's why I printed these pictures. And I remember you saying that you had a whole bunch of fun on the Sharks with Devin Setaguchi and Torrey Mitchell. And he's like, dude, I had so much fun on the Sharks. And I was like, but I also remembered you said you didn't like the Kings. And he's like, it's not that I didn't like the Kings. He said, I just played really bad when I was on the Kings. I think he was dealing with a lot of injuries at that time. And he even said in his past book that he went into the camp with over the Kings like 15 pounds overweight. Yeah. But I didn't discover it until the book that he signed stuff for like with the Flyers fans with 97. He'll sign stuff for the Coyotes fans with 97, but Blackhawks and Sharks fans he'll sign 27.
What was he there supporting? What team was he?
The Monroe Moccasins.
Oh, okay.
It's a minor league team that he co-owns.
He co-owns them. Okay.
So did he do any sort of because I know they were talking about, there's all that buzz in an article about bringing a professional hockey team to New Orleans, and whether that is a real thing or not, that's neither here nor there. But he was partially kind of with that idea.
Yep.
So did he talk about that at all? Did he give a speech of any kind of just addressing his team or hockey and trying to bring more of that to New Orleans or whatnot?
Well, when he was asking the kids what sports they played, of course, Carson said he was into wrestling. Camden said he's playing baseball. And I'm like, dude, look, if there was something down here for hockey, I would get him to play. I played hockey, coached hockey. I really want them playing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, that's what I'm trying to do here, man. I'm bringing this Monroe team down here in hopes that it'll kind of give a push to get a Monroe team here.
Cool. Yeah, because when I read the clippings of his appearance and what he was coming down, I thought it was more he was on this board and part of doing a big push to try to get an NHL team here. So I thought he was maybe going to talk more about that and just the interest in trying to get more support of hey, we have this website where you can go and sign to be a fan or be on this petition to get a team here or something like that. I didn't know if he spoke about that to the entire group at the brewery about that possibility.
And maybe he did. We pretty much left probably about 10 to 15 minutes after he signed their stuff. We kind of waited for all the kids that were on our hockey team to get their stuff signed. We talked to him for a little bit before we left, but he was still signing autographs at that time. So there may have been after everybody left or after he was done signing that he kind of made that announcement, or maybe he actually did sit down and shoot the shit and say what he was trying to bring to the table.
Gotcha. Where would you rank getting his signature of something on your your athlete autograph list?
I would say he's probably number 2.
Okay.
Because Deuce McAllister is my number 1. Is because Deuce is my favorite football player of all time. And again, we've already probably been over this on the pod. Deuce McAllister is probably one of the most genuine human beings you'll ever meet. I've met Deuce twice. Once was at the Walmart on Chapatoulas. That was the first time, and there was literally nobody in there. It's me and Travis walked in, signed autographs. He was shooting the shit with us. Second time was when he was at Total Wine right before Go Look and Go Joe. And man, he was more concerned or cared more about Camden than I think Camden cared about him. He was asking man, what you play, what school you go to, how are your grades looking in school? It's this dude is just so fucking cool. So I would say Deuce was number 1. Jeremy Roenick was probably number 2.
Was Jeremy Roenick the highest profile athlete signature you have?
Looking around this man cave, let's see. Maybe. He's an NHL Hall of Famer.
Right.
I have some wrestlers that are pretty big names with Scott Hall and Ted DiBiase.
Okay, those are
the
big.
Miz.
Then they count.
And the Miz, yeah. And look, I even have Bobby Hull over there too. So
There you go.
I didn't meet Bobby Hull. Frank got that for me.
Gotcha.
Deuce is a Saints Hall of Famer, but
And his name should be in the Ring of Honor. But
True.
we've already had this debate before.
Travis, was that the highest profile signature you think you have?
It would be up there in the same category. The Miz. When we met the Miz, he was pretty much at the height. He was the Intercontinental Champion at the time. His line was freaking wrapped around the goddamn block. We had to wait 2 hours to meet him.
And a little tidbit on that, he was supposed to leave, I think, half an hour earlier, but he stayed later to make sure everybody got autographs.
Yeah, he had his people go out and basically say all right, anybody who's at this point, y'all are getting seen. And he was supposed to leave 30 minutes before we even met him. So good for that. And he plays one of the best heels in wrestling. So the idea that somebody that can be such an asshole on TV was such a nice dude in person was great. But yeah, I would say it would be the Miz and Roenick probably, and then Scott Hall too. When we met Scott Hall, it was kind of in his downfall where he was going through a lot of problems, but he obviously was Razor Ramon and Scott Hall, pretty big wrestling name. Yeah. But I would say those would be the top 3.
Sean, do you have any high-profile celebrity or athlete autographs?
I was trying to think about that. Athletes? I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking of the Saints ones. I have Steve Gleason and
Gotcha.
And that the one I have, that shirt that I have hanging on my wall from the 2002 training camp.
Yeah.
That one that I had pulled that shirt randomly out the closet one day, and I couldn't believe it has Deuce on there. It's got Steve Gleason. It's got Tom Benson. It's got a ton of big names from the Saints. And, that's why I had it framed and hung up. So, yeah.
How about you, Pat?
So I actually don't have a single athlete or celebrity autograph.
Well, but through work, you've got to meet some people as far as like Jose Alvarado.
Oh yeah, okay. So let's if you count that, I do have my Jose Alvarado's like signed basketball from that event, but the bigger picture is like I've never been to a autograph signing or session or a celebrity meet and greet to get that done. Yeah. I'm not big on it means nothing when I say this, but like I've never I guess planned to go to one. And I'm not super huge on doing that, but I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't really. There hasn't been a circumstance where I've been able to do it. I guess more than anything. Like if I could go to Colorado and get anyone from the Avalanche to sign one of my pucks or something like that, yeah, that would be a thing. I think as a kid, I did have Dave Winfield's autograph and. Clarence Verdun of the Colts because they both lived in the Eastover Country Club subdivision where I worked. So I got to get those autographs, and I had Mystical's autograph.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
He signed it, Shorty the Pimp.
We could all probably get Master P's autograph if we go to a UNO basketball game.
There you go.
We'd probably get Master P on the pod.
Master P on the pod.
So
LS, you mean do I mean LSUNO?
Get Johnny Giacomo on the pod.
So speaking of that. I may actually try to do that because I'm going to the LSU UNO women's basketball game. I believe it's December 6th. Yeah, so I'd assume he'll be in attendance.
I know he's mostly with the men, but he's president of basketball operations, so he might be with both.
He sits
yeah.
courtside with the men, though. He's on the bench with the team.
I would figure for a high profile team like LSU's women's basketball,
He might be there.
especially with Simone Augustus, who I think he's being both locals, he's probably met her or knows of her or something like that. I'd imagine he might be there to come maybe say hi to her at the very least. Maybe catch a half of the game or something like that. The game's going to get out of hand pretty quick for UNO, I'd imagine. So
Is she's on Mulkey's staff?
yes.
Okay.
This is maybe her second year. Yeah, I think it's her second year on the staff now.
Okay.
One other thing I want to close out with on the hockey. I mean, Travis has mentioned that we need to go to a Breakers game this year. Travis, would you consider going out and just joining one of these little Saturday pickup games with the NOLA Hockey League?
I mean, a part of me has definitely thought about it. It's just been so long since I've skated, or actually, the last time I've actually probably played hockey was when we used to practice with the team back in 2013. So it's been a long time since we've had any kind of real hockey activity other than just going to skate at Airline Skate Center. So I guess a part of me has a little anxiety about just being so rusty while a lot of these guys probably go out there pretty much regularly and are probably pretty fresh,
Beat the fuck out of us.
Oh, absolutely. I just wouldn't want to humiliate myself. And then, look, just finding the time to do it is another thing, too. Like, our free time isn't exactly in abundance. So, anyway.
I mean, the reason I'm asking is because the thoughts crossed my mind several times. I always get the itch to start to skate.
It would probably have to be on a week that Zach and Taylor are out there, too. Like, if they weren't out there, I probably wouldn't go.
Talking about that local crew that was on the news and everything. Where do they play at? Because I saw that feature.
Some wharf on like St. Peters.
Yeah,
right?
so somewhere along the Mississippi River
like,
they play.
in not Warehouse District. What am I thinking of? The whatever that is.
Yeah, they call it the wharf along the Mississippi River.
Yeah, like where El Gato Negro is.
Yeah.
What is that? The flea market? Yeah, something in that area.
So, yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, and I'm sure it would be fun, but I would have to go out there with people I know, and I'd probably have to brush up a little bit before. I didn't want to humiliate myself in front of everybody, but anyway. But moving on from that, Todd mentioned the Biloxi Breakers. We're getting close to the end of the year. Their season has started. I think it would be something that I would definitely, look forward to doing again. If y'all are, look at y'all's calendars and decide that y'all want to do a game this year, it's definitely something I would like to do. So maybe it's something for us that we would have to, look at our schedules through, maybe January, February, and see if we have open weekends that we would want to go.
The season usually runs like April maybe?
I think it usually ends probably like late February, early March, something like that. But I could be wrong. Could be closer to the MLB season. But I think that I would definitely. We talked about getting like the moccasins puck and always getting a puck wherever we go. I would definitely like to get me a Breakers puck because that new logo looks really cool. So
yeah, add it to the collection over there.
Yeah, I was never high on the Seawolves merch. I was always like, whatever. I wasn't crazy about their colors, but the Breakers definitely look cool.
I guess my issue with the Seawolves, though, is because, they were around when the Brass played, and they were kind of like a little bit of a Brass rival, so changing the name of the Breakers won't have as much of that tied to it. Plus, as Travis said, the new logo looks really good. But, yeah, I'm always game to go see live hockey. It's always a good time.
I said especially when the tickets are like $20 and you can sit relatively close, pretty inexpensive trip, So we were just talking when you left the room, Pat, about looking at our schedules through January and February and figuring out when might be a good time to go catch, a good weekend to go catch a game for the Biloxi Breakers.
Yeah. Obviously, kind of like you guys have all said, definitely in to go in and watch any kind of live hockey, especially when the tickets are pretty inexpensive to sit ice level. My friends who live in that area, they did not renew their season tickets. Like, I've heard some not so great things about like the ownership. Like, they've kind of like cut costs a little bit. So I guess maybe not so much that the on product entertainment is bad, but like just the general experience has gotten a little worse. But that won't take away from the actual watching of the hockey game itself. But they've just kind of said that they feel like they've just kind of like cut some cost on some things. So the overall product isn't as great, but the on ice product, I think, hopefully should still be the same. Then again, truthfully, it won't matter. I'm there to watch the game, whether they win or lose. It doesn't matter. If it's just, it can be 0-0 or 10-9. I'm in. So.
Well, one thing, Todd. Sean said that he wasn't impressed with the Seawolves merch. One thing that I hope the Breakers do a better job of is bringing more pucks to the games. Like, when you went to the Monroe Moccasins, they had like boxes of pucks. So it's like every time some pucks sold, they put more on the table. Where you go to a Seawolves game, and like, nope, sorry, we're sold out for the night. It's like y'all been open for like 5 fucking minutes. Like, how are you sold out of pucks already? So I guess they had just a limited supply for the whole season and didn't want to order more, so they only put out a certain number per night, which was ridiculous. But
right, I wonder if they play in the same conference or league, but not the same. Maybe like maybe not the same division or conference, but the same overall league.
It's the same league. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a lot of the teams, like it's like the Plymouth Prowlers or something like that. They're all still in the same league. And
the Zydeco and Baton Rouge.
The hat tricks.
Yeah. The hat tricks with the rabbit logo.
The Danbury hat tricks.
Yes.
Danbury Trashers.
You could also still go see a
best sports documentary ever. Was on the Danbury Trashers.
That was a good one. Yeah.
You can still go see a Zydeco game too.
Yeah, so they're in the same league as the Zydeco. So we could potentially make 2 trips, and we could make the 4-hour trip to Monroe to watch a game.
Having driven 5 hours to Shreveport,
you'll pass.
Not that I'll pass, but just pack a lunch.
I was about to say, is it 4? I'm like 5 or 6, huh? No.
I think it's like 4.
Yeah, Shreveport's 5.
Yeah.
So Monroe's before Shreveport.
Getting to Lafayette's not the problem. It's Lafayette to that part of the state really problematic, really boring.
It's a boring drive. I always remembered like making those trips for when Todd and I coached high school hockey, and a lot of our tournaments were in Shreveport or Lafayette or Houston. And Houston and Shreveport are pretty similar in distance as far as both being around 5-hour drives. And some people would say like, oh, Houston's boring. I was like, are you kidding? Like Houston compared to Shreveport? I mean, Shreveport's pretty damn boring, So I much prefer to drive to Houston just for the fact that there's more to do in Houston than there is Shreveport,
The Houston Arrows.
I mean, last year I drove to Mansfield, which is 30 minutes south of Shreveport, and that was pretty much like an intersection type town. There was nothing to do there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got informed by the lady at the front desk that somebody got murdered in the hotel I was staying in. But, oh, thanks for letting me know.
It's Louisiana. That could be any city, any hotel, motel.
And then says it was a random act of violence. The guy came in and shot the clerk and a guy who happened to be in the lobby. I was like, okay, cool, that could be me.
Sweet.
Damn.
Murder.
Moida. Red rum.
All right, so we're going to shift from pro/minor league sports, and we're going to let Todd take over for a little bit of high school sports, and we'll let him start.
Well, y'all just talked about the drives to Shreveport and Houston, and what was the city you were at?
Mansfield.
Mansfield.
Don't get me started about Keachai.
Murdersfield.
Well, I drove last weekend to the city of Natchitoches to watch my daughter run in the high school state cross country tournament, or whatever you would call that.
It was a state championship.
Meet.
Not tournament. And I'm going to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised with Natchitoches. I was expecting it to kind of be a dump, but it's really not.
It does contain the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame.
But that's what I'm saying. The downtown, that whole downtown area, and even by Northwestern State is actually really nice. Downtown is it's got this little small town feel to it. As Sean said, it's got the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in it. I didn't get to go to it because the 2 days I was there, Sunday and Monday, it was closed. It opened Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
But the whole downtown area and the stores they have, really, really cool. Reminded me a little bit of kind of like a Foley, Alabama type deal. It's small town feel, small stores. And at nighttime they already had the Christmas lights set up. So I mean, I know, in my opinion, it's probably a little too early.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
We'll get to that
later.
We'll get to that
Christmas
shortly.
lights, but it made the whole city itself was very small and nice and quaint. And I feel like having those Christmas lights up at night just added more to what I'm looking for, the atmosphere.
Charm?
Yeah, the charm of the city.
The charm of Natchitoches.
But overall, I was really impressed with Natchitoches. I wasn't expecting much of it. They had one brewery in town, and it was the Flying Hearts Brewery. Again, the beers there, not all that great, but the pizza itself was really good. That's what they're actually famous for. That's why Travis had actually asked me when he saw the pictures posted if the team had decided to go there, if I had something to do with it. And,
Fair question.
And I actually didn't. Jessica had actually told me we're going to eat dinner at a brewery on Sunday night before I even knew I was fully going. And I was like, okay, cool. And then the whole reason why is because the team ate there the year before and they really liked the pizzas. And the pizzas were very good. They were brick oven pizzas. Jessica and I got the half pineapple and then half pepperoni. The beers itself, I got a black lager and the Fest beer. They were both good, but they weren't. There was nothing that really stood out about them that were like, wow, those are amazing. I don't think. I looked on the website and they said that they had cans and stuff to go, but I didn't see any place in the brewery that sold them.
Yeah, this would have been a good time to do a sample from that brewery.
So I was thinking about
said brewery.
But I was thinking about asking y'all if y'all wanted anything, but I didn't see anything for sale. They did have some pretty cool merch, though. I mean, obviously with Northwestern was literally like a block away from the brewery, so they of course had their logo, but they made it Northwestern colors, and they had the horns coming out the top. So I got Travis and I a sticker like that. They had a really cool shirt like that as well, but being a UNO grad, UNO fan, I could not buy that shirt.
What is the Northwestern mascot?
The Demons.
Demons.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a purple guy.
The
Purple
colors are
demons.
purple and orange.
Okay.
But and overall the meet itself, I mean, you can't. It's not watching kids run is not overly exciting. So Grayson tore it up in the district meet. She finished 21st overall, but in the state meet, she was kind of middle of the pack. Nothing spectacular, but I was proud of her for getting there. And I'm sure in the years to come she'll be there again. So I'll probably go in the Natchitoches again next year.
Yeah, and the team finished 5th overall as far as the girls.
Yeah, I think the girls were 5th overall. I think the boys may have been 7th or something.
So overall,
How's the team scored? It's just like who places the highest amongst the
based
team?
off, it's like an average of where they place.
Gotcha.
Was this her first state meet
No, she ran it
last year? Okay. She was nervous at all, or she was just like, I know what I'm doing?
No, I mean, she wasn't nervous. It's just like, I don't think Grayson is all that crazy about running. I think she latches onto it more than Camden does. But, I asked her if she was ready for it, and she's like, no, I don't really feel like doing it. But, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to get psyched up to run 3 miles against other kids who are probably faster than you.
Fair.
I mean, is that basically what it is? It's a race. I mean, it's just long distance running. I mean, long distance race. I know it sounds dumb, but
this one was actually a little bit over.
But I've never, obviously, it's not, doesn't take much to know that I know nothing about cross country. I've never been a distance runner.
I never knew anything about it either. But yeah, each race is usually 3 miles long.
Oh, okay, so
I
running
guess
5Ks basically.
Like Camden runs for the middle school team, and the middle school races are 2 miles long.
Okay.
well, before we move on from high school sports, I'll just throw my son a little bone here since I don't really get to brag on him too much because we've paid our dues with the sport of wrestling. Like, he's been wrestling since he was 5 years old, and you pretty much have to go through years of watching your son lose before they finally really start to click. And the last two, first off, I was finished with the last meet he did was 2 weeks ago. First tournament that he's went undefeated. He won all 3 of his matches, all 3 by pen. Very proud of him for that. And then on Wednesday, I get a random text from him at 4:30 while I'm working at a gym, and he said, "Dad, Coach Rod just asked me to wrestle at the varsity meet tonight." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "When is it?" At 6 o'clock. I look at my watch, and it's like 4:40 when he tells me this. So basically, hurried up, finished up everything I was doing, heading straight there, and he ended up winning his match at the varsity meet as well. So it was it's been a long road, of struggle to finally see it paying off. So
I mean, honestly, those videos you're posting, he makes it look easy. It's almost like whenever he's like ready to go, he just flips the kid over and it's a pin, and it's like, I'm sure it's not as easy as it looks.
But this is one thing I've kind of shared with Travis. Travis would get frustrated because he took him out for a while. Carson started in wrestling from 3 to 5.
we started him when he was 4, and he probably wrestled till he was about 6, and then he took a 2-year break.
So he took a 2-year break and came back, and he was struggling. And I told Travis would get frustrated. I was like, dude, when he gets to high school, he's probably going to still dominate these kids, because a lot of kids when they get into high school just decide I'm gonna join the wrestling team.
Yeah.
So they're just picking up their skills, whereas Carson's always kind of been polished. I think his problem from what I saw back when I went to his meets was that he was just nervous. Mm-hmm. I think he lacked confidence and was nervous, and I think now he's kind of got it down now.
Well, this one was, if you've ever been to a varsity meet, it's very cool. Russell could probably, I don't know if every school does it the same way.
But Russell was an asshole that picked on kids on his own team, so I don't know.
Allegedly.
An asshole.
Allegedly. But the way Rummel does it, which is really cool, they black out the gym, so the gym is dark, and they have one mat in the center of the gym, and they have a spotlight on the mat.
Yeah, I was figuring that was the varsity one. It was like, it looked like something out of a movie.
Yeah, it's really cool. So naturally, when he went to the scramble a couple weeks ago and he won his 3 matches, he said he wasn't nervous at all because there's a bunch of matches going on at one time, so he doesn't feel like everybody's looking at him. So he's like, well, it's only going to be me and this other kid on the mat. Everybody's looking at me. So he was nervous as fuck. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, he was standing at the table checking in, and he was just, like, shaking. And then, his coach even told him, he's like, Carson, I'm pretty sure you're going to beat this kid. He's like, I know you have more experience than him. You're going to be fine. Just calm down. And you could see even when he's on the mat about to start, he's just, like, shaking. And then once he got started, he let the kid shoot on him first. He blocked it, and then from there, I guess he was realized, like, once he was able to sprawl and take advantage of the match, he was fine. But yeah, like I said, the thing I'm moving forward with is just like I'm just impressed with the sticking with it and finally seeing the commitment to it pay off. So it's really fun to watch now.
Yeah, and kind of like going back to what Todd was saying about the experience that he'd been wrestling at such a young age. At some point when you have the nerves, But once it actually starts, the attitude of I don't want to lose will probably take over. Yeah. And then from a confidence standpoint, once you are mentally feel like you're at the advantage, like you know what you're up against, what you can and can't do, and is this a matter of like for some people picking your moment to take advantage of that? So he probably has a very good intellectual advantage because he's been doing it so much longer than a lot of other kids might offset. Yes, there's a weight class and all that in the rules, but let's say a kid might be physically stronger than him, but he's not technically sound, or he doesn't make good decisions at the right time, and Carson does, or someone like that does. So once you kind of get over that initial, let's say, fright, and the adrenaline kind of comes down just for a little bit, and you kind of just get into the flow of the match, and then you realize that, wait a minute, I know what I'm doing. I know what he is struggling with. I can take advantage of this. I can do this, and then that definitely raises the confidence, knowing that I'm smarter from a technical standpoint and just the X's and O's, and I'm just gonna let it play out. I don't care whether he's older than me, taller, weighs more, or whatever like that. So the experience is definitely, I'm sure, a big help to him. And then it's cool that he got that the nerves kind of didn't get to him, because he's been in a spotlight, maybe not similar to that, but he's been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
Once the match starts, it kind of just goes away, and now you got to focus on what's in front of you and someone trying to pin you and what like that. So whatever's in the periphery just kind of washes away a bit. So hopefully that kind of sounds like what he's kind of experiencing and going through, and that'll kind of help him progress when he goes on like next year.
Yeah.
Before we fully move on from wrestling, though, when Russell was picking on his teammates, allegedly, do you think he had that sweet mohawk that you were using in the Saints picture?
Knowing Russell and his dad, I could see his dad letting it happen once, and Russell like, yeah, I want to do a mohawk, and Russell's dad, Mr. Henry, just been like, no, get your freaking hair cut like normal and just wrestle. Why are you worried about your looks and that? But Russell probably did, or at least he tried to.
Well, Brother Martin wouldn't probably allow it, so
Yeah, he's probably right.
yeah.
I want confirmation on that, Russell.
Maybe not a full mohawk, but I'm sure he probably had like a little short on the sides, a little bit longer on the top. That seems like Russell's profile. Nozzle.
All right, so now we're fully moving on from sports here, and guess what, guys? We are in the week of
The
Thanksgiving.
most wonderful time of the year. Unless you work in retail.
No, I'm being honest
okay.
with you, though. Like, there's some kids that I see at school and private practice that hate Thanksgiving. They say they hate it because of the food. Like, are these kids just fucking picky or what, man?
I mean, that just seems asinine.
Are they OCD? They don't want the food to touch?
It's blasphemous.
Because that's I've heard OCD people hate Thanksgiving because all the food touches. 14 things on one plate, and I've heard of somebody bringing their own like divided tray, like in the lunchroom, so they can put their food segregated from all the food.
I think that's probably just a youth thing of like it's just like every Thanksgiving, it's the same, for the most part, the same foods, and they don't really eat that normally during the course of a week or a year, and they got to suffer through this when they maybe want something else, that's something cooler or whatever.
I think it's because these kids just eat like generic fast food like McDonald's and
They eat Dino Nuggets and mac and cheese every day.
Nuggies and tendies.
Tendies.
Look, I'll jump in real quick before we even start talking about the food. I probably look forward to Thanksgiving more than Christmas from a school standpoint, from a work standpoint, because it's the first big week off. Like it's we're used to having fall break, which is sometimes 2 days. This year it was only 1 day, so didn't really look forward to that. And then you have Labor Day, which is 1 day. But this is the first big week off, and I know Christmas is too, but just being able to get to that first big vacation is great to me. It's the thing I look forward to most in the first half of the year.
I tell my child that every year when she whines about going back to school. I'm like, in 3 weeks, you got 2 more weeks off. Just calm down.
Yep. And that's something to definitely look forward to too in the upcoming weeks. But no, I look forward to it just for that. But to say that you don't like Thanksgiving because the food is nasty, I mean, like, what the fuck?
Sounds like
not where I go with the turkey gumbo. I look forward to every
I
year.
don't know if that's where any of us
I'm
go.
like,
I mean,
if the food sucks, that means your family can't cook.
Right.
Tell them to do better.
Your family sucks.
All right, so I know last year around this time we did a segment on like what was our favorite food, and I think we just picked one. at Thanksgiving time. So Patrick brought up the idea before we got on air, and we talked about what would be our perfect Thanksgiving plate.
Yeah, so we did a whole top 5 on our top 5 Thanksgiving foods, and
It was a top 5.
yeah. But my proposal was build your perfect Thanksgiving plate. So let's say you get one appetizer, one meat / protein / entree item, because some people are vegetarian or pescatarian, so you don't have that. And then you get like 1 or 2 sides and a dessert.
Okay.
And yeah, just because everybody can go back and forth, and we've already exhausted it about what's our favorite foods for Thanksgiving, things like that. And the idea came of me because I probably couldn't pick gumbo, being that it doesn't really fall in the criteria of like one particular like protein or meat item. So yeah, not to ramble on, but for me, this is, I don't remember if I had this as my favorite holiday, but it is number 2 or 3 at the worst for me. I love Thanksgiving. I can. So going back to like the young kids, I can get how they probably don't like having to get all dressed up to go sit at a table and be with all their family. Maybe they don't like some of their extended family, and they don't want to hang out with them or some of their cousins and whatnot. I come from a very large family. My mom is the oldest of 9.
Oh, damn.
So Thanksgiving, like for me, traditionally was always, we had a small thing at our house, and then we went to my grandparents' house and everyone would come over and had a massive, massive Thanksgiving Day feast, and we'd watch football and all that. But it's always just a really good time. Like, I'm lucky that I don't have any family drama, so I enjoy hanging out with my family for the most part for the holidays. And especially now that once my sister moved away, it means more to me because I don't see her nearly as often as I used to. So I thoroughly enjoy Thanksgiving. Maybe not my favorite holiday, but probably number 2 or 3 from at worst. But yeah, like picking my favorite or my perfect Thanksgiving plate, I'm probably kind of struggling with the appetizer, but I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe deviled eggs.
Yep.
To start, because
Solid choice.
I just had some of those before we came here. My mom made some for the Thanksgiving.
Travis is probably firing out some egg smelling farts.
My farts will smell like them later, so don't worry about it.
No, we're fine right now. And another yellow jacket. I'm more traditionally a turkey guy versus ham. I don't dislike ham. I think I just prefer turkey more. It's more versatile when I'm terms of like I'm mixing everything up, or I could then take the turkey and just kind of do whatever I want with it. There's more gravy. There's a gravy option.
All right, I'm going to cut you off real quick. Fried turkey or baked turkey?
Ooh.
Let me just say, we had some Thanksgiving lunch from Copeland's catered to us on Thursday, and unfortunately, the only meat they had was fried turkey, which I ended up eating some. And I got to say, I felt like a complete fat ass after eating it.
It was greasy as fuck. Huh?
It really wasn't, but like it was just I think anytime I eat like fried batter now, I just feel gross. Like I don't know, but anyway.
Agreed. I had Popeyes on Saturday, and I felt like absolute shit after I ate 3 pieces of fried chicken.
Guess it happens with age, you know.
Yeah, my bowels definitely didn't agree with my purchase. So
Yeah, I don't eat Popeyes very often. I love it, but I have to be ready for it. I have to be like, all right, you know what the consequences when you're about to eat this. You're ready for that.
I'm gonna say baked turkey mostly because the only real difference for me between the fried versus baked, if the baked's done right, is the skin on the fried. And that can be really awesome. And a really well done fried turkey might get a higher score for me because of the skin overall. But traditionally, we're a baked turkey family, so that's usually what I go to. So I would probably take baked turkey. But then let me switch that because my protein or meat of choice would be the prime rib roast that my brother and I do.
Okay.
We still have ham and turkey, but usually at the end of the night we'll start prepping it and have it maybe for the Friday leftovers to go with that. But we'll also we'll do it on Thanksgiving Day sometime. So I'm gonna take prime rib roast as my meat. My sides, two sides, it has to be mac and cheese for me. I'm a sucker for mac and cheese. I don't care if it's super cheesy or if you bring me Velveeta style mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is my go-to, and then probably I was kind of debating like stuffing. Maybe let me just say stuffing for right now because I can't think of what else really jumps out to me for my sides. So I'd say yeah, mac and cheese and stuffing, I guess.
Stuff that turkey.
I'm thinking about like fried turkey. It's like I don't know how much I've ever had fried turkey.
But did you say a dessert?
I didn't because I didn't have I didn't have anything yet. The default answer will be pecan pie or sweet potato. Sweet potato pie will be my dessert.
There you go.
And maybe with like a little dollop of vanilla ice cream on top because why the fuck not?
As far as the pies for my family, it's definitely peanut butter pie. Because
I don't know if I've ever had that.
my grandma has a recipe that my cousin still has and makes it. It's written on like one of those little tear out notebook sheets of paper in her handwriting, all eloquent looking, and it's a peanut butter pie recipe. It's good shit. Like I'd take that any day over pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, pecan. Maybe not pecan pie is good in its own right too. That would probably be number 2.
There's Daniel Tosh called it jack-o'-lantern gut pie.
But yeah, the peanut butter pie is very rich, especially with all the whipped cream and everything. It's like you can't eat a lot of it, but it's
Sure.
Yeah.
You have an appetizer
Appetizer or
the rest of your list.
Well, I was going to say mac and cheese definitely because the mac and cheese that my cousin makes, it's like baked macaroni, in a big pan or whatever. That was a game changer when she suggested putting that in the turkey gumbo that her husband Tim makes that I look forward to. Until I was buying the bottle of bourbon for her as well because, he treats us well on Thanksgiving. I'm like, I definitely need to return the favor. And, the mac and cheese instead of rice in the gumbo is just like, I look forward to that every year. It's, he throws some sausage in there, but it's the turkey leftover parts.
Yeah.
Because he cooks it in the afternoon. We eat lunch, and then he's doing that in the afternoon while we're all sitting there, bloated and watching football. And then, he'll even crack out, start making old fashions and, the gumbo. And it's like, yeah. Because when the invite comes out to the family, it's like, all right, who's in for lunch, dinner, or both? And we're like, both. It's like, hell yeah, we're going to be there for.
I have a question that I'm going to save to the end that Sean just made me think of.
Okay.
But I was waiting for Travis to come back. I was like, I don't know how much I've even had of fried turkey. I guess it's definitely turkey with gravy, which would be baked, I guess. You don't really put gravy on fried turkey, do you? No. But that would be my version of turkey that I definitely like, douse it in gravy. That's probably why I like ham. I even like ham with ham glaze. Yeah. Ham glaze with the frickin', it's like the shit's already sweet. Let's add more sugar to it.
Yeah, like my mom put the pineapples. Like I think that's
the rings.
They're pretty traditional. I don't hate it, but I don't need that extra sweetness on it. But I get the point of doing it.
But sides, definitely mac and cheese. But for me, potato salad.
Yeah, potato salad or just potato salad?
I've always been a potato salad guy. I try potato salad everywhere I go. And, it's like you could have 50 different ones, and they always taste different. Heavy on the pickle or the mustard or the egg, or it's like every potato salad is different.
I picked stuffing because I was trying to figure something else out, but I'm going to go with stuffed bell pepper or stuffed mirliton. That's my second
mirliton stuffing, yeah.
Because stuffing by itself, don't want it, but stuffing that goes inside the mirliton, because my mom would usually do like ground meat in that as well. Yeah, that's my other side.
Yeah,
that sounds like Miss Taplin might need to be giving us a tray of food for the pod.
We're still waiting on the stuffed mirlitons from your mom,
as well as the crawfish pies.
Yeah.
But yeah, because even potato salads that I think I might even bring Thursday is like loaded potato salad, which it tastes like a loaded baked potato, like mashed up, and it's got like the cheese and the bacon bits and stuff in it. And that stuff's pretty interesting because it's like best of both worlds. It's like, it's like, what is loaded potato salad? And take a bite of it. Oh, it tastes like a baked potato.
Right.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it sounds really good. It sounds like that needs to be sampled on the pod as well.
It's getting more common. They have some at Rouse's. I mean, they usually sell like tubs of it at Sam's. Like they have one that says loaded, and it's got a picture of a loaded baked potato on it.
I've bought those before for other Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving dinners or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else we normally have, but yeah, go ahead.
You gave it dessert?
Oh, I was saying peanut butter pie.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. You started
That
with
and pecan pie is close second.
All right. So for appetizers, I was originally thinking maybe deviled eggs too, but then I remember my mom also makes pretty mean artichoke balls.
Oh.
There you go. I'd say both on those too, by the way. I didn't really say deviled eggs, but I can eat a tray of deviled eggs.
So I'll go with the artichoke balls as my appetizer. My protein is definitely a baked turkey right out of the oven. Like I remember I would be taking the shit off the plate right as my dad was carving it. Like right when it came out the oven, he's carving it. I'm taking the slices off. That's when it's the juiciest. So baked turkey right out of the oven is my protein. My two sides, one is definitely shrimp and mirtons. And
forget about the shrimp in it too. Yeah, definitely with the shrimp.
Mom, if you're listening, I mean, I know you're not, but you still owe the pod.
Well, is she making it this year? She's making it this year.
She said she's going to get tomorrow.
Do we need to save some? Do we take a plate to go just for the pod?
Yes.
And then we'll just kind of keep it.
Where do y'all go to her house for Thanksgiving?
Well, we used to go to my Aunt Madeline and Uncle Noel's, but they both passed away.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, that's the only place that Jessica and I are going this year is my parents' house or my mom's house. My other side is going to either be it's kind of a toss-up because carrot souffle and sweet potato casserole, they taste very similar to me. So I guess I'd give the edge to the carrot souffle because I think my mom's getting the pan from Piccadilly, which if you've ever had Piccadilly's carrot souffle, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I give the edge to that one.
Okay.
I forget about sweet potatoes. They're there. I'll eat them if they're there. I forget Sarah makes it for either Christmas or Thanksgiving or both, and my family's even requested it. And it's like, yeah, I definitely will go to town on them, but it's not something I need her to make, you know.
And dessert is tough too because there's pumpkin pie, there's pecan pie. My mom makes good pumpkin cupcakes. What was the one that Aunt Madeline made was banana split cake?
Yep.
Or is it pineapple upside down cake?
No, it's banana split cake.
Banana split cake. If I had to pick between those four, they're all good. I think I like pumpkin pie the best, so I'll probably choose pumpkin pie as my dessert.
It's not a sundae, it's a banana split. And he's got the banana hanging out of his ass.
All right, so mine is not going to differ totally from Todd's. I know, shocker. But one, I think I think everybody left off a little dinner roll here, though, like a Hawaiian bread or something like that. Sit that on the plate. But my appetizer, I think I would have to agree, would be either deviled eggs or artichoke balls. My mom, being Italian, makes artichoke balls pretty much every year, and she does a great job with it. Sounds like something else we might need on the pod. But I think I would give the slight edge to the artichoke ball there as well. Protein, definitely a baked turkey, no doubt. When I think of, as a matter of fact, my mom told me she was having ham at her house. She bought a honey baked ham from the honey baked ham store, and that's what she was going to get for Thanksgiving meat. And so Heather and I decided we're going to bake our own turkey and bring it over there because turkey is needed at Thanksgiving.
Agreed.
Side number one, definitely the shrimp and melon. There's no doubt about that. That's again, my mom makes it awesome. So I think we're definitely going to go with that as number one. Side number two, this is where I'm going to differ from Todd. The carrot souffle is phenomenal. I'm not going to lie about that, but I'm going to go with green bean casserole. That's going to be my second side choice. And then for dessert, I'll stay on the topic. I'm not going to go pumpkin pie, but my sister usually makes pumpkin muffins, and that is going to be my dessert for for Thanksgiving Day, a pumpkin muffin.
Yep.
Now, the question I had to save to the end is we didn't say an adult beverage. So is there a specific adult beverage that you like to wash down your Thanksgiving meal with?
I did already mention mine, old fashions.
Yeah, that's what made me think of it.
I thought about doing that when I was come with the idea for this thing. I was like, oh, what do I include a drink with this as well? But I just didn't. So I'm glad you bringing that up. So Sean's got old fashioned
with orange bitters, not just regular bitters.
The orange in there.
Well, yeah, dude, we put the peel too and a little twist, but the bitters themselves are already orange flavored too.
Yeah.
What about you?
I go red wine.
This is a good safe.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm bringing wine Thursday. We down probably 8 to 10 bottles of wine throughout the day, too.
My mom usually supplies like 2 bottles. I mean, 19 Crimes is usually what I drink, but
Thank you for your support.
But then she said she didn't buy any this year. She's like, "Do you want me to get it from Rouse's?" I was like, "You know what, Mom? I'm not making anything. Jessica's, I think, making the chocolate eclair pie. I'll contribute by buying some bottles of wine."
Some vino. What about Decoy? Is that y'all's?
Yes.
Okay, I'm bringing a bottle of Decoy on Thursday.
Todd, where are you buying your wine from?
Oh, Total.
Thank you.
That's where the Decoy came
I'll
from.
probably
too.
go on Tuesday.
I appreciate that. Travis?
If I had to say, I would. I don't know if I really, to be honest with you, I don't know if I really drink alcohol too much on Thanksgiving, which is, I guess, blasphemy. But if I did, I would probably do my usual and do a High West bourbon with Diet Coke or Pepsi Zero. Excuse me.
There you go.
My answer is probably pretty obvious. It's bourbon.
Bourbon, yeah.
The minute I touch down at my sister's and kind of unpack some stuff, I usually bring 2 bottles with me. One bottle that's something kind of low proof that anyone could drink or make a cocktail with, that I don't mind just emptying and being gone after one night. And then I have a little special bottle that I'll pour for my nephew and my brother-in-law, and we'll kind of just sit around and drink. But mostly it's for me. I'll allow them to have a little nip here and there. Because my brother-in-law,
Nip.
high proof alcohol does not seem to faze him. And it's really concerning.
Yeah.
For the sake of my bourbon, I'm like I brought a bottle of Jack Daniel's, like barrel proof. It's like 128 proof, and my man's got 2 fingers deep of a pour, and he's just drinking, talking like normal. And I look at what maybe like an hour or so later, he's re-upping again, and I'm like, bro,
Was he on Pluto?
no, he's still perfectly like good, and I'm like, how is this not affecting you? Like, I'm still good, but like, this will put most other people like in a really good spot or on their ass. Like, he's just, yeah, this is great. Can I have some more? I'm like, yeah, I don't care if you drink as much as you want, but like, this is going to catch up with you at some point, man. Like, I don't drink that much of this stuff, so it's always a challenge for me to find something extremely high proof that will knock him out. But I've yet to find one that he won't. He can't handle, and I'm just like, it's impressive, but I'm kind of scared, and also I'm like, I need to start bringing this like the good shit over because he's just gonna get crushed. But then I go to Total Wine or Specs and just buy more anyway. So
So do you have a particular bourbon that you're going to be bringing this year? Bourbons that you're going to be bringing?
I know one of them because it's only 100 proof, and it's like a $27 for a liter, so it's easy to find and replace. So that'll definitely be one. It's an early times bottled and bond. The special bottle, I haven't decided yet. That'll be like a spur of the moment, like when I'm getting ready to get in the car to leave. I'm just gonna go look at the shelf and just grab something that is really nice, but I don't mind it being gone. Or I might just buy something from one of the local stores while I'm there and not travel with less, I guess, per se. So it just depends. But normally I bring 2.
Okay, so moving on from Thanksgiving, I'm actually going to let Sean take the lead on this one. So the last thing I think we have on the agenda today is to discuss a concert that Todd, Sean, Patrick, and I went. Russell and I. Sorry, Patrick.
Wait, we do have one more Thanksgiving-ish related topic that we didn't.
We do. Okay, let's stay on topic with that then.
When do you put up your Christmas decorations, and when is it acceptable to put up Christmas decorations?
When do I want to every year and would prefer to if I wasn't lazy would be Black Friday or that weekend after. Not before.
Okay.
I say it every year, and of course I end up, my child wants to help with the tree every year, but she's usually not with me, and so then me by myself, I'm lazy, and I usually don't do it that weekend, but I ideally would want to have it up, Black Friday or the day after.
That's fine, as long as you don't. My answer is the day after, at the earliest. Like, I don't care if you like. Some people are like, oh well, Thanksgiving dinner is done. Like everyone, all the family that's gone home. It's just you and your spouse or your kid and kids and your immediate family, whatever. And they'll put it up like Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I definitely savor the holiday before getting into Christmas mode.
Yeah, I think it has to be at least on Black Friday or later. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of people putting up their decorations the day before Thanksgiving or on that day. No.
So we have a tradition of decorating our tree Thanksgiving night. So after Thanksgiving meal, we go home, we put up our Christmas tree. Then that following weekend is when we start putting out the rest of the decorations. So, put a little Christmas music on, decorate our tree. Camden usually piles all the ornaments in one spot, drink some red wine. Is it too early for you?
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've put a Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve before because I knew the family was coming over the next day.
So, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I usually wait till the weekend after. I usually wait till that Saturday to start putting, maybe even Black Friday sometimes, put my decorations up. I'm actually kind of considering, though, I'm going against what I normally do, and I'm actually considering maybe putting my tree up sometime this week, and tree and stockings up this week, but not put anything outside till after.
Okay. What's your reasoning for that?
I don't know. The tree usually takes the longest. It's one of the things that we kind of take our time with. A lot of the times, even our kids will act excited about it. They'll start bitching during the process and be like, "Oh, this takes too long," and then maybe having it up like for Thanksgiving night, and being able to kind of go home and unwind from Thanksgiving. I think that would be pretty cool. I've always told my wife, like, I could care less if I had Christmas decorations up. I don't like putting them up outside. I don't.
Yeah.
I know my dad used to love that shit when we were younger, and my mom would always say, "Oh, well, y'all used to enjoy it so much." I hate putting them up. Like, I hate putting that stuff outside, but I do like putting up the Christmas tree, and I do like putting up stockings. I think those are the two things on the inside of the house that I really look forward to doing. And plus, we go up in our attic. Like, every other holiday, we have like maybe 2 or 3 boxes for everything else, and in Christmas we have like friggin' 10. So it's always pain.
That's the worst part, is getting it all down from the attic and everything.
So I'm still kind of undecided. Normally, I will say, because I am a person who says, we can't just pass up Thanksgiving and just go straight to Christmas. Like, I'm not that person who generally skips Thanksgiving to go to Christmas. But this year I've kind of thought, since I'm off of work, I might decide to maybe put the tree and the stockings up before Thanksgiving. But again, still up in the air on it.
That's fine, I guess.
I mean, my child's been playing Christmas music this whole week, and she already has a playlist on Spotify.
Well, I'm sure if you drive around this neighborhood, you see that a lot of people already have their lights full going, the blow-ups going in the yard. Like, that's not me. I'm definitely not going to do that.
I was going to say, you're a closet decorator. You're doing it inside, but you're not putting them outside yet.
I think for me, it's not even about Christmas per se. It's more of put some respect on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like people are getting not further away from like really and like celebrating and enjoying Thanksgiving, but like they're just trying to blow past it just to get straight to because they love Christmas more. And that's,
I mean,
I guess
when there's Christmas shit out at Sam's and wherever before Halloween, even it's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
What the hell? There's a Halloween blow up right next to a Christmas tree or a Christmas blow up.
Total Wine has had their somewhat Christmas holiday theme music playing for about 3 weeks now. Like, I'm hearing jingle bells like right after Halloween. I'm like, what are we doing? Now, granted, I get it. There's not a ton of like Thanksgiving specific music. Right. I don't think. So and that's the next in line. The next holiday in line is Christmas. So I guess it sort of makes sense, but I just wish people would put a little more respect on Thanksgiving and enjoy that all day and night. And then you can get on to Christmas on, the day after. That's fine. Just let Thanksgiving come in and fully go. That's all.
Yeah, I do think it's a little bit annoying. I mean, I think I worked out in the morning the weekend after Halloween, and as I'm turning onto like the intersecting side street that leads to my street, right when I turn on, I'm hit with Christmas lights. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, dude, Halloween was 2 days ago.
Right.
Like, why the hell am I getting hit with this freaking bright array of lights?
I was surprised.
On my street at 5 a.m.
I went into Lowe's about a week or two before the Halloween party, and I was trying to see. It's been a while, but I was like, I feel like I'm due for a new swing, and maybe even new tables and chairs on my back porch. And thinking, let me go see what they have. And I walked in mid-October, and there's Christmas trees everywhere and inflatables, and I'm like, do y'all have any swings? And the guy's like, oh, that's seasonal. We're going to have that stuff out like in March. I'm like, oh, okay.
But yeah, like you said, Sam's had Christmas stuff and like inflatables and all that up probably at least 3 weeks ago. Was, I think the last time one of the last times I went, they had Christmas stuff up already. I was like, what are we doing? Like Halloween's not even like done. And it's still cold. What are we doing?
And the guy was, and I even asked him. I had scoped out a couple of swings on the Lowe's website, and he in the store. He's like pulling them up, and he's like, yeah, that's one of them, or whatever. And it's like they couldn't even get them in. It's like they would have to be like not even assembled, like ordered, and they would dump a box on my front porch and like have at it. They wouldn't like assemble it, deliver it. It was like completely out of season.
Lowe's sell sex wings?
Yes, those kind of swings.
Oh, okay.
That I put on my back porch too.
I mean, hey, nothing wrong with being a little extra.
I mean, you look over the fence, you get what you get.
Yeah, that's your neighbor's fault.
And one thing I will say is the reason why I don't want to put anything outside is because I do have some Thanksgiving decorations outside, and I want to give them those decorations its due course. Let it run its course. But I am contemplating doing the indoor decorations, the tree and stockings, just because one of the other things too is I don't know if you guys feel this way. I might just be feminine side coming out here, but I find looking at my Christmas tree very peaceful.
Yeah,
like maybe lighting it's a fake tree, so I don't have the actual smells. So we usually will light a couple of pine candles around it.
The little sprays, the little mini bottles.
But Travis will have the numerous Hallmark ornaments.
And look, especially like when I'm drinking my morning coffee, and I'll just kind of stand in front of it and admire it.
I still have
it's very peaceful and calming.
I still have the spinning tree stand, the rotating tree stand.
There's this Philip Rivers Hallmark ornament hanging right there.
I do. I've got many other cool ones too.
And this will be probably year 5 maybe already that we rotate who hosts the board meetings for Steam, and I always want to do the one between Christmas and New Year's because they come over and I got the tree going and it's like mesmerizing. It's like at least 45 minutes after the meeting, we're all just standing around with a beer in our hand, just staring at the tree.
It's very peaceful. It's calming.
I'm laughing because when Travis said that it's very peaceful to stare at his Christmas tree, my thought for a second, I'm like, how sad is my life? Because one, I don't have a Christmas tree in my house. I don't ever. My mom does. My sister does. I don't put up a Christmas tree. Why would I guess?
Operation Get Patrick a Christmas tree.
We'll even get him like a little Charlie Brown tree with a couple of cool ornaments. I think that's the Waste of Wagons donation to Pat this year.
I do have one of those Charlie Brown trees with the one red ornament hanging on it. It plays the music when you press the stand.
But the part that has me laughing is that I look at my wintertime bourbon like you look at your Christmas tree. So you're a High West guy. I have the High West Midwinter's Night Dram is my quintessential go-to fall winter holiday drink. So like I get to break those out for that time because I don't really ever drink it outside of being when it's not cold outside. So Christmas for me is like outside. I know I will go and grab that. Now, on the flip side, I am a sucker for holiday and Christmas candles or fall winter candles and whatnot.
The scents, yeah.
Yeah. Like I will be at Bath and Body Works. I will probably be buying way more candles than I need to because I don't.
The what do they call them? The wallflowers. Mm-hmm. The little air fresheners that they sell at Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, like I will swap out all of my air freshener plug-ins and my candles for the wintertime Christmassy ones like that, or like there's one that Bath and Body Works has called Leaves, which is very autumn, fall, winter, or whatever. So I don't do the decoration so much thing, but the ambiance in my house.
You'll get in the spirit.
Yeah, I'll be in the spirit. One bourbon at a time and one candle at a time as well.
I mean, I get it because last year my parents ended up hosting, not me, at my house, and then I got off the hook. Like I ended up not putting up a Christmas tree because I'm just like, who's going to see it other than my child? And I was like, how much do you really care? And she's like, not really. And then actually the guys coming over for the board meeting like, where's your tree? I'm like, I was lazy this year.
But you have a bunch of cool Hallmark ornaments too.
I have a freaking they have their own bin of all those keepsake ornaments.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get Pat like a little artificial tree, and each member of the Waste of Wagons podcast is gonna get him a different ornament,
like a tabletop tree or like a waist high tree. Which one we talking
All
about?
right, I tell you what. To keep the cost down, I will get the tree.
Okay.
If you get me an ornament,
Sweet.
I will put the ornament on the tree. Now, you can loan me one if you want. If you have a spare ornament that you may not use and you want it, I will put it on the tree and then I will return it to you. Like, let's say you have a spare.
You get one. You get one.
Fresh. Look, Sean was just at Hallmark the other day. He probably saw some cool ones over there that would fit your bill.
So Todd, what if you have a spare San Jose Sharks ornament?
I don't think I have any San Jose Sharks on.
Well, you need to
Then
fix
you need
that.
to get one. He's waiting for Macklin Celebrini to be issued next year. So
They got Bedard, so it's fair is fair.
Celebrini's next year for sure. I guarantee it.
Fine. If you have a spare ornament and you give it to me,
We're actually going to do.
I have a Michael Vick Falcons ornament.
I will pass on that one. But thank you for the idea, though.
We're gonna. We gave that to you kind of as like a gag.
Yeah.
But
It's like regifting fruitcake now.
But no, we're gonna do a behind Patrick's back Wasted Wagons Hallmark shop, and we're gonna go buy him each ornament, and then if he purchases a tree, we'll help him decorate it.
I saw it was a pickle with sunglasses, and it had a sash that said, "I'm kind of a big deal." So I'll get you. I'll get you a pickle for your tree.
And then we'll all go to Patrick's house, put the ornaments on, and take a shot of Muller while we play Christmas music.
This is getting out of hand. I'll have the Christmas music laid out. I'll have the wine and bourbon laid out for you. If you will come over and drop off your ornament, I will put it on my tree.
And just to team up with me here, like as I do look at my Christmas tree and find peacefulness, I also find peacefulness from a bottle of High West. Just saying.
Thank you for your support.
Well, since you guys are both High West guys, Russell and I are already the Yellow Jackets. You guys can be like the High West Hombres or something like that.
High West Hombres.
I'm just going to let you sit in that one because that was terrible. Anyway, on to the next.
All right, so I'm going to let Sean take the lead on this one because we recently attended a concert at the Joy Theater. It was Sean, Todd, Russell, and I Pat. Wish Patrick would have joined us. But we went and saw the band Atreyu over at the Joy Theater. Was it last Tuesday? Almost 2 weeks ago.
It was the 11th. It was Veterans Day.
Yeah.
November 11th, Tuesday. And it's I couldn't remember. I think it was a comedy show I saw at the Joy forever ago, and couldn't remember what it was like. And it was similar to the Orpheum. Very like you walk in, other than a bar, you walk behind the bar, and it's like, oh, you're there already. It's like not very big of a place. It's more high than like I didn't even realize people were sitting in the balcony, that second level, until somebody in the band was like messing with them and stuff.
Threw a beignet up there.
Yeah. But I was thoroughly impressed with the sound in there. From the opener, what was the opener's name? Shit, I already forgot the name.
Oh.
But it was, but them, they sounded like everything, them and Atreyu, you could hear every instrument, the vocals were, mixed well, everything was perfect in there. And that's saying something for a venue because, even like the ones we saw at Southport, they get a little, certain instruments get a little loud and kind of, maybe I'm getting old, hurt your ears a little bit. But, it was very, very good show. It was like, they performed well,
Yeah, I actually thought it was one of the more entertaining shows I've been to ever. I liked the set list. They played the Curse from pretty much start to finish, correct?
Yeah, the whole album, start to finish. They didn't even mix up the tracks. It was like you put on the CD and listen to it beginning to end.
And then they did an encore with like 5 songs of more of their well-known songs as well. But I think I have to say, like, the pit that was at this show was probably one of the more insane pits that I've seen in a show. Maybe the most insane I've seen in a show. And it kind of opened up right in front of where we were standing. So it's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not jumping in the pit, 41 years old, getting my ass knocked down. But I don't mind standing on the outside wall and pushing people when they pass by.
I love the singer when he yelled out. He said, "It looks like some of y'all came out of moshing retirement or something." He's like, I got a tip for y'all: 3 ibuprofens tomorrow.
I mean, there was one dude that fell down in front of us, and he had to have been at least like 60 years old.
60 years old.
He was white haired. It looked like
he
was more concerned with filming. I think that's why he got knocked on his ass.
He had like a little selfie stick, and he got knocked the fuck down.
I mean, it was to a point where I moved over. We were kind of on the side of the mixing booth, which is barricades, and I was like back touching the barricade, and they were all circle pit moshing in front of me. Other than this kind of like smallish girl standing kind of like on my right shoulder. That was it. It was like either someone's going to slam into me. I think they kind of did one point, like a group of them, not really right into me, but next to us kind of like knocked the barricades back because I looked back, and the sound guys even had a look on their face of like, oh shit, like please don't knock over the table of all the the sound equipment.
But yeah, I mean, I overall, I mean, I think the show was really good. They played a solid set list. The pit was insane. One of the guitar players was out there bringing beignets out on the stage, just eating like a bite or two and then tossing it in the crowd. I mean,
yeah, I could see on the side they had bags of them. The dude like had to go through. I mean, he wasn't eating them whole. He would take a bite or two and then throw it in the crowd. But I mean, he went through probably 10 to 15 of them.
I mean, we've seen Travis and I at least have seen him
3 times. This is our 3rd time.
Yeah, we've seen him 2 times prior, so yeah, it's a 3rd time seeing him. They always put on a good show. Yeah, great show. And then I've been to the Joy before. Like Sean said, Jessica and I went to a comedy show called like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. That was really funny. But they actually had chairs laid out, so I didn't see it like kind of empty, the void of chairs. But good little venue. They had a bar right when you walk in. They had another bar that when you actually entered like the concert area.
Yeah, it was on the other side of the wall. When you walk in, it was a bar. They weren't connected, but it was like,
And as Sean said, the sound quality was really good. So, yeah, I'd definitely go there again.
The opening band was He Is Legend, by the way.
He Is Legend.
So
Okay.
He Is Legend. They were good as well. Never heard of them before, but I was impressed with their set list.
They were another band from like the heyday of Atreyu. They played some album in its entirety. Yep. The singer comes out and says, "Yeah, we're going to play the whole such and such album because it fits in our time slot." And that's it. They played that whole album, and I looked it up. It was from like 2004. It was their first album.
The singer was good. That singer of that band was kind of funny. He's like, "What's y'all city's called again? The Big Dirty?" I was like, "Oh, the Big Easy. That's it."
Yeah, dude was probably definitely high on something when he was on stage. But no, if we go way back in time, probably like 2nd or 3rd episode ever, we did our top 5 bands, and Atreyu was in my top 5. I think I had him at 3. At this point in my life, they'd probably fall into like either 2 or 3 still, I guess. But they put on a great show. They're funny guys on stage. They add a comedic aspect between the songs, and then just my style of music. And like Todd said, the pit was probably the best I've seen in a long time, if ever. The good thing we weren't in it, but it was like big sweaty
Close
dudes,
enough, yeah.
sweaty dudes with their shirts off, banging into people. But just overall, just a really good
Big
time.
sweaty dudes banging.
Definitely glad show. Definitely a really good show. Glad I went. And I think the tickets weren't like $35-$40, so it really wasn't bad at all.
That one dude, I think the girl that was standing in front of me to the right, her boyfriend was in there moshing, and I think he was the dude that I pointed at to Russell. He had the shirt on that said like "Organizer of Violence" or something on the back of his shirt, and I was like, "That's why I'm not going in there."
He wasn't jacked up dude that looked like Lane Staley.
Yeah, I saw that dude too.
He was. This dude wasn't jacked up at all, but I'm sure his I don't know if I'm just casually walking in there, I'm sure he would not hesitate to slam into me and knock me on my ass. So I think that's what it said. It said something of violence on the back of his shirt, "Organizer of Violence" or something. And he kept stopping and giving his girl there like a quick little peck, or she was holding his drink or something like that as he was going in circles. And yeah,
Hold my drink while I go punch this guy in the face.
Wish you could have joined us, Matt. It was a good show. Good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I know. I talked to Russell since then, obviously, and I think he enjoyed it too. So he had a great time. Obviously, he was happy to see all you guys and hang out with y'all again. But then he spoke very highly of the set list and the songs they played and just the general atmosphere and vibe. So
good throwback show.
Unfortunately, it was on Tuesday night, and that's a sports / dark night for me. So that was my main concern. Plus, it was like playoffs, so I really couldn't get out of that. But as long as you guys had a good time, I would have had a good time regardless, even though I don't know a ton of their songs with a lot of familiarity. But I still would have enjoyed myself either way, I'm sure.
That show definitely helps because it was their whole 2004 album, and then even the hits they played, like on the encore, were all still like 2000s. Mm-hmm. I don't think they played one new single that anybody that follows the band knows they just came out with, and even prepped it. And he says, "Anybody been on the internet lately and heard about this one song?" And even that one new song got a big reception because they did a good reveal of it online when their whole Facebook page and things like went black. And people were thinking like, wait, did somebody die? Why are they, like their profile picture, they posted just like a black square basically and was like, what does this mean? It was all some cryptic build up to them releasing this new single and it's called Dead. And that's the chorus is like, would you miss me if I'm dead, or something like that. But it's still got a good, reception from everybody.
Now, again, like Patrick said, he didn't know a whole lot by Atreyu. Sometimes when I go to shows, and look, I'm not all about seeing 3 or 4 opening bands. Like, I like to see pretty much one opening band, then the headliner, and that's it. But some of these opening bands end up being real gems. I mean, you see, one of the last Atreyu shows we went to, we saw Crown the Empire open for him, and I knew nothing by them beforehand, and now they're probably climbing up the ranks of one of my favorite bands because their songs, just their style is so good.
I was going to say that was 4 years ago to the day. It came up in my memories that day that on November 11th, 2021, we saw Atreyu at the Republic. Yep. So 4 years exactly. It was like, yep. And I even Googled it. It was like, yep, it's sure enough, 11/11/21.
The old Republic.
That just happened to be where they were, and they had more openers there. That was like 4 or 5 bands, I think, that night.
And if you remember, the first concert I ever went to was Fuel, Seven Dust, and the opener of that was Nonpoint. And that's the first time I've ever heard Nonpoint before. And I think I can speak for everybody at this table when I say Nonpoint's a pretty amazing band.
Yeah, they still going strong, yeah.
And on that note,
Wagon time.
Wagon time.